What's up? What's up? And welcome to Hair in My Tea podcast. I'm Audra, your host, and here is the place where we like to talk about all things hair related. So, today our guest is Derrick. He's a Google marketer and SEOer. He does SEO work. He's also my husband. So, little back history. Prior to 2020, I was not into any kind of marketing or digital anything. If you asked me if I knew about computers, I was like, oh no, I just do hair. I don't know. And then 2020 came and everybody was like either sinking or swimming. And we kind of really launched forward in the website world. So let him tell you more about his Google marketing endeavors. But we really have pushed and learned this niche on how to market hair salons. So, hi, Derrick.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here with you all today. And just a little quick backstory to add to your backstory. In 2019, I needed to make a shift from the career that I was in, and I didn't know what. So I invested in a course, and that course was a consulting course. They taught you how to make your own website, which I did, and it was very cringy, but I knew how to make a website. So I said, hey, I can help you.
Yeah, and it worked.
And build you a website, which was cringy.
It was really bad, but it brought in a lot of clients even when I was just a solo stylist.
But just getting started, we saw results.
And with no backing, like zero. My salon I worked at the time did absolutely no marketing, none whatsoever. So it was kind of just up to me. And so I had my other half come on board and help me with, and I became a guinea pig.
So what I found was that websites took a lot of work. And initially, I didn't think I wanted to do that because it was a lot of work. So I decided to do digital marketing first. However, what I found was you can run ads, but if you send them to a terrible website, it's still a terrible website and people are going to leave. Thus, I came full circle and ended up back around on websites. And here we are today, sharing some insight with you. And so, do you want to go ahead and just kick off some questions that we think some potential stylists or salon owners might have out there in Facebook?
Yes. So I'm in a bunch of salon owner groups. I own a salon, Atomic Orchard Salon in Hope Mills, North Carolina. And if you look that up, it's going to say Fayetteville. We don't know exactly, so we claim them both. So anyway, yeah, I guess the first question in my salon group that I see often is, how does a website help get clients from Google?
So think of a website as a digital street sign for your business. And what it does, just like a street sign, is it tells people who you are and hopefully what you do. When they drive by your business, they want to see a sign and it wants to tell them immediately who you are and what you do. The same goes for your website. So with a website, though, you have control over what you tell people. And so depending on what you want to be found for or what it is that you provide, you build a website that appeals to users and that displays trust and confidence with people when they land on your website. So when they go to search, Google can also see what's on your website. And if they search for, say, salon near me, and well, that's not really a good example. Let's say someone wants a balayage and they're looking for a balayage specialist near me, and your website indicates that balayage is your cup of tea or what you do here and do well, then you want to display that on your website. So that way, you want to do that with clarity. So that way, when people land on your website looking for balayage, they know, I'm in the right place. This salon does very well, and they provide what I'm looking for. So that's what a website can do for you, in short. But so much more. It's so much more than a sign. It can be a marketing tool for you. It's a place where people can book appointments and a place where you can educate and inform and not just find clients, but find stylists for your website or to come work at your salon as well. If you're in, I'm sure you're constantly.
Awesome. So it's a really good place to like display your really unique character or different things that make you stand out different than other salons or whatever your niche is or whatever your thing is. You can really pinpoint it down to find the right clients, right? Do people need a website to be on Google, or can they manage to like climb the ranks of Google without a good website?
So it depends, and that's a popular answer that you might hear me give a lot. It all depends, but to answer your question in short, no, you don't have to have a website to get found on Google. You can have what's called a Google business profile, and if you will, think of that as like a yellow page listing, but on Google. Okay. SEO stands for search engine optimization. So Google's a search engine, Bing's a search engine, Yahoo's a search engine. There's multiple search engines, but Google, for the purposes of this discussion, is the one we're concerned with. So no, you don't need a website. You could have a Google business profile.
Is Google the most popular one, or
Hands down, 86% of people searching for services right now are searching for Google.
okay.
And I think something like 78% of those are booking an appointment or making a purchase within 24 hours
Searching Google?
of searching Google.
So how can SEO help my business grow or my salon grow?
So what SEO does is it gives you the ability to influence how you show up in Google. Everyone doesn't show up equal. There might be 100 websites all trying to get, 100 salons all trying to get in the number one spot. Just for reference, when you search for salons near me, Google's going to show the map pack. We call it the map pack. It's going to show you the top 3, and then you can hit more and you can see other salons, if you will, on the map pack. But the top 3, that's what we're interested in. The person in the number one spot or the salon in the number one spot, they're going to get 86% of the clicks. So for every 8 people that search, or for every 10 people that search, 8 to 9 of those are going to click on the number one spot.
Wow, that's a lot.
The person in the number 2 spot, they're going to get about 16% of the clicks, and the person in the number 3 spot on the Google Map Pack, they're only going to get 4 to 5% of the clicks, meaning that it's okay to show up in 5th, 6th, or 10th, but really, if you're anywhere below the top 3, you're gonna get scraps. Some people will dig deep, but you really want to end up in the top 3 of the Google Map Pack.
Okay, and so can any person do SEO like optimization, or can any person get into it, or is it better hire somebody, or
Yeah, so I think there's some basic things that anyone can do. It really kind of depends on your level of tech savvy, which you don't have to have a lot, and your willingness or wantingness to do it. So, for example, I think anyone could probably optimize their Google business profile. When I say that, I just mean go in and make sure that your category, your primary category, is consistent throughout your Google business profile. And if you have a website, make sure they match up. So don't say balayage on your Google business profile and then say highlights on your website. Okay. So you can do that. Number 2, you can get reviews from current or previous clients. That's going to probably, more than anything, move the needle the most, and anyone can do that. So if you're not good at getting reviews, that's something that I recommend you do religiously.
Now, if you're pouring into social media, do you think that you need a website as well, or you think that social media is enough to grow your business?
Well, I think they both serve a different purpose, and I think they're both very helpful. I think if you have social media and then you don't have anywhere to send them from social media, you're doing yourself a disservice. You can send them straight from Instagram to your booking site, and that's fine. But if you have a nice website that conveys trust and a vibe that your people that you want to service are looking for, That's going to help you go a long way, and it's going to help you get more clients. But to answer your question, they work together. Your social media, your Google business profile, and your website, all three work together. And when you work them together, that's when you see the really big results.
Okay, wonderful. How long does it take to invest? Like, how much time does it take to invest if you were to manage your own SEO and get good?
So,
Scope in it.
again, it depends.
Raking it or whatever.
It depends. There's headache free and free with the headache. So, having done the free with the headache version, as you well know, as we've gone through it on this journey, it takes a lot of time and error, and it costs money because time costs money. At the end of the day, SEO is a bit of a long game from start to where we are now. Brand new website.
I personally don't have the time to invest into doing all the things that we've done to make my thing happen. I don't even understand it all, to be quite honest with you, because I'm in my own world and have so much of my own stuff that I have to know about to keep my clients coming back once they find me on Google. So I'm like, what are 3 things that you could do to be found on Google that would help you? Like if you were just a stylist or a small salon or a big salon who's just starting out and getting like tapping into the world of, virtual world of marketing.
Well, just to answer your previous question first, well, I've got it in my mind.
Okay, sorry.
How long does it take? It's in general, it's a long game. However, you can get results quickly out of the gate and build on those results over time. It's kind of like a snowball with SEO. You start small and you get a small one here and a small one there. And then you get a 5-star review, and then you get another 5-star review. And because you got that 5-star review, you get another customer because they saw that 5-star review, and then that customer leaves a 5-star review. And then so you keep asking for reviews, and the snowball gets bigger. And then a year, 6 months, a year and a half later, you're waking up with new appointments booked.
The
And
amount of times that people are like, your reviews are so stellar, your reviews are so good. And it's like,
which brings me to your last question. What are 3
Yeah.
things people can do? I said it
what are they?
a minute ago. The first thing, hands down, are get 5-star reviews.
Okay.
Don't just ask for a review. You might have to coach your clients and even coach your stylists if you're a salon owner watching this to ask for 5-star reviews. If you do excellent service, people are happy to help your business. You can say, will you help my business and leave me a 5-star review? And be sure to list what service you got. So ask for the 5-star review, ask them to list what service, because if they got a balayage from you and you want to be found, and you want balayage clients to find you, Google, that's going to give one more signal to Google that this salon not only specializes in balayage, but they give excellent service. So, okay, 5-star reviews is number 1. Number 2 is show up consistently. So on Google, you can update photos or you can do salon updates. Update weekly, whether it's a photo update or a promotion update or just something you want to share with your community. Google rewards consistency of effort over time. So, again, it's a little bit like a snowball, but consistently doing that with your Google business profile. So, reviews, consistently posting and updating your Google business profile, and back to the social media point, just to tie it all in together, if you post consistently on social media, it will drive traffic from social media to your website. And Google's going to notice that when people go in. And so now you're optimizing for your brand, which really is where everything is going, is optimizing for your brand. So reviews, consistently post on social media, and I would say,
So let me ask you this. If you were if somebody was a small like business owner or even just a larger business owner, like salon owner, and they were just starting out and they had a small budget, would you recommend them paying for a website that's branded, or would you recommend for them paying like somebody to do SEO work for them? What would you recommend starting out? Are there different kinds of packages that people offer for salons and stylists that can help them grow, or do you have to have like a massive budget to get it
Yeah, so
going?
no, you don't have to have, a $10,000 website right out of the gate. You can start small and you can build in phases. That's what I like to tell people. I try to meet people where they're at. I have set packages, and I also work with people where they're at. But I really like the saying, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is today. So I would recommend starting small wherever your budget is at. Um, Probably minimum, to be perfectly transparent, I would say you're looking at about a minimum $1,500 website to get results. And I say that because you can get a one-page website,
Well, yeah,
but it's not going to give you results.
right, understandable.
So then you're just wasting money, because you're basically just putting a business card out online. And if you've been in any Facebook group, when someone asks if they know someone, boom, they hit them with the business card, and that's what you have. You just invested in a digital business card. So be willing to invest, but it's an investment that's going to pay back in multiples, especially with clients. If you keep lifetime clients, if
Right. I mean, I feel like one of the really cool things that we've figured out is how we can have a website for like salon owners that kind of attach and familiarize the clients with the stylist without them having to fully invest in websites. And we took all that business, we've done tons of business coaching, and the business coaching has, like, they kind of steer you in a weird direction because they want every person to make their own individual website, but that's competing websites though, right? So
yeah, that's
like
bad.
why would you want all of your stylists competing against one another as it's like, individual contractors? And I feel like, so we've kind of niched it down so we can figure out how we could make it a good process for multiple stylists to be included, even though we're a booth rent salon and we're very cohesive and pulled together and we look like we collaborate well. We're not just individuals working in an establishment according to what it looks like on the page. It looks like we're polished and branded really nicely together. And I love that about our website. Like, it's so cool. That's really what I think people enjoy. I mean, when they go to it, they really seem to say it's very simplified and they really enjoy like being able to kind of browse through it. They read the blog and they look at all the photos of the work and they meet the stylists and they'll have people. I mean, they like, our stylists that are booth runners will wake up in the morning with new clients on the book because of the way our system is designed. And I think that's cool. It's really
And
nice.
at the end of the day, that's really what we want to do, is we want to help our own business and help other businesses. This is what we do. Um, we want to help them succeed because they have employees that they want to help succeed too, or
People
booth
visitors,
renters,
yeah.
or
Anybody that works for your business, you want to feed them. You want them to be eating.
yeah. So it's not just for
Definitely.
commission salons. It's for booth renting salons too, because
Yes.
if your booth renters are doing good, then your salon's going to be doing good.
Right. Thriving. We're all about thriving. We want everybody to eat. We don't want any slow seasons if we can avoid it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Like, that's what makes it such a great place to be.
And I will say this too,
It's a
and
fun industry that
this
you
is
can grow in.
a topic for another discussion, but AI is here and it's drastically changing the landscape. So I predict not only salons, but any business 5 years from now who doesn't have a website, isn't branding themselves at a minimum on social media, and aren't embracing what's coming, they're going to be the ones that we see in the salon owner groups that are contemplating throwing in the towel, whose businesses have died because they neglected them, and they thought that for the last 20 years that word of mouth was going to do it. And there are still some I see that have been around for a long time, and they're still here, but I don't imagine they will be
Yeah, I kind of feel like that depends on what area you're located in. If you're in a really super high traffic, high end area where there's a lot of flow of people, maybe, but I feel like most people aren't in a region like that. Most
Yeah.
people aren't living in downtown, you know, Chicago or places like that where your business is just constantly like booming, 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 scene. I feel like most people are kind of, there's a lot of people that are living out in rural America and rural Canada and wherever else, that are like, we need some growth and we need to know how to do it and we don't have time to do it. That's where I'm at. I'm like, I can't do it. I haven't got the time. Please. Well, yeah, I definitely think the other exciting thing that you keep telling me about is the bots for phones. And I'm like, yes, because I know a lot of people are always asking, salon owners are always asking about reception. Like, how should I hire a receptionist? Do I put her on? Like, what do I do? And I feel like there is something coming that's going to be way better. Like,
Yeah,
I
and
can't wait for we're on that one.
yeah, it's actually already there and it's in the works for your salon.
Yes.
And then we're going to be rolling it out and offering it for anyone who
So tell me
would
a little
like the
about that.
service.
I'm excited.
So
Let's tell everybody we're going to be
um,
doing.
basically, AI is getting pretty good with communicating with people on the phone. There was a time, and some companies still I don't like to communicate with, but it's getting really good to the point where it can answer a phone for you and it can book an appointment for you. It can troubleshoot for you. It can, and if it can't do that, then it can schedule a time for you to get back to the client so that way you're not working 8 hour, 10-hour days and then going through your messages and then having to reach out and contact people. Now it's 10 o'clock and you just finished dinner and you want to hang out with your family
Poor client.
and you want to hang out with your family, but you're asleep because you just worked 10 hours and then you get home and then you had to update on social media and then you had to respond to clients. But if you have an agent that you can train to be just like you, to answer questions just like you,
Like, hello, my name's Audra. No, just kidding.
yeah, we could build in any response to any question that you think that anybody could have, any problem, and then it can handle that for you
It'll be like a Rosie.
in every situation. Like a booth rent situation for say a smaller salon might not make sense to hire someone on payroll to answer the phone, and I doubt your booth renters are going to want to chip in for a receptionist.
No.
So that would
And
that would
not
just
only
be kind of
that,
chintzy
like
too.
once they're filled, their booths are filled, they don't need to answer the phone.
Yeah.
They don't need any more clients. And the thing is that clients always call when you're working. They never call when you're just in between waiting or you had a no show. They
Yeah.
call when you're like, ah. Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. So that's gonna be a really cool service.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Excited
I'm
for
looking
that.
forward to rolling it out.
It's gonna be fun.
Been pretty busy the last few weeks,
I feel
but
like it's gonna be
I'm
frustrating, but
anticipating rolling it out. I've got a number of people waiting for one already, so I really have my work cut out for me. But
cool.
I'm excited to jump in
I'm
and just
excited.
to grow and continually help your
Yay.
business grow
Yes.
and have peace of mind. It's so much more peace of mind when you go to sleep knowing you're going to wake up to
Awesome.
to
Well,
some clients in the
cool.
book. So.
I'm excited. So, yep, we're gonna have to go in and make this thing happen so that we can just be like, look at us now. I'm kidding. Look at me, look at me. No, I'm not even that kind of person. But yeah, like that's awesome. Like, it's gonna be, I think it'll be super helpful for people to understand more about what SEO is and how it can definitely offer their salons a lot more success.
So can I sum up real quick?
Yes,
Because I
please,
feel
please
like I was a
do.
little all over the place with
It's
my
okay.
thoughts, but now that I've gathered
I'm
them,
throwing questions like, pew, pew.
it boils down to this. Google, if you want to rank higher on Google uses three guiding principles: expertise, authority, and trust. Expertise is you showing that you know what you can do.
So it wants you to eat.
Eat your way to the top.
Eat your way to the top.
Eat your way to the top. Expertise demonstrates that you know what you're doing. That's posting awesome work, whether it's on your Google business profile or content on your website. That demonstrates your expertise. Authority are other local businesses or directories, think like Yelp, your local chamber of commerce. linking back to you from their website. That gives you authority locally. And then the last thing, but the most important, is trust. And trust simply comes in the form of 5-star reviews. The more 5-star reviews you have, the more trust you're going to have with people, and the more trust you're going to have with Google. And those three things, if you just keep that in your mind, is what I'm doing, helping my expertise, my authority, or my trust grow, then you're headed in the right direction.
Awesome.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for all that info. I'm sure somebody in the salon world is going to really need that and appreciate it a lot. So,
Yeah.
high five. Very cool. Thank you so much for the info. All right. Well, let's hope that that gives you something to work with or something to work towards. So, yeah, we look forward to getting with you on the next podcast and giving you more information that can help benefit your salon. So, talk to you next time. Peace.